When I'm talking about this march, people want to draw in the re-election bid of President Weah. So this is an attempt. President Weah, as far as I'm concerned, is very insignificant in the purpose of the sanction of protecting the future of this country. Very insignificant. It has nothing to do with the re-election bid. Nobody should make themselves that important to the future of this country. Because before you, there was Liberia, and after you, there will be Liberia. Enough is enough. It's about time that we let each of us know in this country. It's not because you are there. There are others also there and prepared and capable of holding everybody, including ourselves, accountable. So we go for the march. Some people bring the McGill and the Seaforth and the 12-way into the debate. No, I'm sorry. These people, as far as I'm concerned, they remain a non-entity in this debate. It's not about them. They just happen to be the first bunch of casualties in this long fight against corruption. Are we understanding? Yes. There is a high probability, and the list is longer than what we are seeing. So it's not about them. And I will not reduce the all-important fight against corruption to that petty political play of mentioning names. Huh? No, it's a distraction. Do we need a distraction? No, we don't. We don't. What this sanction is about, let me let you know today. This sanction is about you, especially, who will be inheriting government tomorrow. Because the corruption holiday this country has experienced over the years, decades, is over. Any country that benefits from the taxpayer money of the United States will be held accountable, and any individual abusing and misusing these funds will be sanctioned from today onwards. From today onwards. And what is the onward? Yeah. It starts today. If I get back into government, it's me. Look, I don't come here trying to preach to be an angel. I said it in many of my speeches across this country. 99% of us are potentially corrupt and prone to corruption. Take any one of you here, us here, let me not take myself out of it. Put us in a position of responsibility, huge budget, and give us the spending power without any system of accountability. Wouldn't there be corruption? Wouldn't there be corruption? So we're not calling names here to make anybody important. You're not that important. The presidency in this fight is not that important. How many presidents have you seen in your lifetime? I even watched your video, you were singing some kind of song about all the other presidents. But that's an indication that there's continuity. And when we are faced as a people with an existential threat, we have to stand up and combat it before it consumes all of us. Because without fighting corruption, you guys will never grow to your fullest potential. You will never. The resources of this country will be allotted based on who know you and how, what connection, what party loyalty, and whatever. People sell their rights in this country just to survive. Your mom and papa can pay your school fees, somebody can pay your school fees, that person is the best person to be elected. And you start researching the person at that point. Or people in classes, right? You start researching. Because I describe it as a syndrome that I say, my mind is made up, don't confuse me with the facts. Are you understanding? My mind is made up. Don't confuse me with the facts. Because I don't want to change my mind. But it's people like these that got us where we are. When you start to think, not even for yourself, but for somebody else, instead of thinking about your future. In my government with President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, we had corruption. I'm not here going to deny it. I work in the legislature that had corruption. Before this There was corruption in previous government. Samuel Doe came and killed Toba government for what? Rampant corruption. Put everybody on the poll, shot them. What they brought was even greater degree of rampant corruption. If we were shooting people as a practice, most of them would have been dead. Charles Taylor King, corruption, dictatorial tendency. What Taylor brought was far more corruption and greater degree of dictatorship. And the other warring faction were bringing their own version. Thank God it's stopping the process. So who knows what would have been today? Ellen came. She did her own. And as a member of a party, not because I'm a member of a party, taking the country where we carry it, in the past 30 years, there's no government that has done a better job. But still, there was corruption. President Salif admitted to it. Corruption. The legislature in my time refused to be audited. The CDC campaign on corruption. They claim to have the antidote for corruption. They say we have 66 bogus agreement. I see the president's statement in response to Alexander Cummings even mentioned the 66 bogus agreement. But let me address the president specifically in this matter. I have said it for the past 5 years of your leadership. This 66 bogus agreement that CDC campaign on, you are there now, you know that they are bogus, they are illegally passed. Please correct it or stop talking about it. Sure. Are you understanding me? Yeah. Your campaign on 66 bogus agreement, you are questioning all the way over. Let other people who were not there before talk about it. But you who spoke about it, campaign about it, and know about it, and you condone it, then you are part of that scandal. And any member of the party government should be ashamed of speaking about that 66 bogus agreement. Because if indeed you are convinced that 66 bogus agreement were illegally passed, you know what the lawyers say. Anything illegally done is not done at all. So for you as sitting government to preside over 66 bogus agreement and not take action against it, shame on you. Stop talking, you're not opposition, you're a ruling party. You have the authority to order this matter. You have the authority to mandate the legislature that you control 100%. The speaker is from CDC, the pro tem is from CDC. Why are you still holding 66 bogus agreement? In whose interest is it? Your interest now, you benefiting from it? No, I mean, are they benefiting from it now? Because that's the only reason why you can revisit it. Exactly. So stop benefiting under the table and crying wolf above the table. Like I said, we don't need distraction. But this government has admitted how difficult it is to fight corruption. We heard the president say everybody related in the country. So we don't make any progress because we're related. Are you understanding? But because previous governments failed to fight corruption, because my government admitted, President Salih admitted it was difficult to fight corruption, because our present government has admitted how difficult it is to fight corruption. They are telling us, get used to it because corruption is here to stay. It's a way of life. There's nothing we can do about it. Isn't that the message? I'm speaking before students of the University of Liberia. Don't ignore me. Is it that the message? That's the message. That's the message. So if you, the government, say you can't do anything, what should we, the people, do? Sit down and be victims? No. Now, in the midst of all of this, look, you made a good point. You need to change them. But mind you see how difficult it is when the people try to change things, because, like I said, the people deserve the government they got. If you don't like it, change it. It's not easy to change governments here. You understand me? Since it was not easy to remove the top of leadership, it was not easy to remove the Doe leadership, it was not easy to remove the Taylor leadership. Because that's when the people try to change things. They failed. As a result, the people have been cowards. into acceptance. You understand me? They're not cowards. People, nobody want to fight anymore. Nobody want to disappear anymore. So in the midst of all this chaos, Uncle Sam, the United States of America, and say, as of today's date, we'll put sanctions. Since the government can't deal with it, we will deal with it. Am I not supposed to appreciate this? What am I appreciating? I'm appreciating that from today onwards, anybody see government money, they'll be scared of it. True or false? True. Is there anybody here who disagree with that understanding? No. No, I don't even think so. No. Don't make that corrective. Because I listened to Solomon George. I listened to, what is his name? Eugene. There are dissenting views even growing within the ranks and file. I'm not trying to look for a distraction here. I think all of us who are conscious-minded people, irrespective of the political divide, must find a common point by which we converge to fight a common enemy. I was in the Unity Party. I held President Sirleaf accountable. I say it publicly. President Sirleaf is still around. The Unity Party leadership is still around. All those who were in our executive meetings are still around. I spoke in all of our executive sessions with President Sirleaf present. I spoke against issues. I don't remember any other person talking. So when I'm dealing with this thing, nobody should point fingers here, Ballout, they want it. I spoke. I put a bill on the floor calling for the people of Noka to come for confirmation. Because Noka, nobody was going for confirmation. You have a place that was loaded with cash, and we just appoint you to go to work. The president's son was the chairman of the board. You think I didn't know what I was doing when I told them to come for confirmation? Yes. When the scandal came about Ministry of Health, millions of dollars that was lost or something like that in between, I raised the issue in the Senate for us to open an investigation. And there are many other instances. I rejected nominations for president. Because why? I'm a student of science. I'm a civil engineer from right here, University of Liberia. All my colleagues know went to GB, London, here, in these halls. I got involved in politics because of one thing, a passion to make a difference. Because to whom much is given, much is expected. If you choose you're going to live in Liberia and make this your home, then you are under your moral obligation, a civic responsibility obligation to make sure that this country is a better place for all of us. So for some of you who try to politicize this very fight that's supposed to address the ills of society that is affecting you, worse than the COVID and the Ebola combined, and you are annoyed with it, I beg you to go home and reassess your thinking. If you're a member of a party, I'm sure it is because that party assured you that they will bring change and make the country better. They didn't tell you we'll steal money. When you join the party, it's not telling you that, oh, we'll do the wrong thing. When you join CDC, it's not telling you we'll join the, that's not why you join them. You joined them because you got the assurance that you will make it a better society for this country. And you wanted to form part of that movement. The same with ANC and Unity Party. So on this note, I just want us to remain focused on what we have to do. We're going to march to the Americans. We're going to tell them thank you for helping our government. And the same tune of saying thank you for helping our government, let me publicly acknowledge the president's initial effort to suspend the people. Let me also acknowledge that those who suspended are sitting, and I hear some of them started making some derogatory statements, but I think they are coming back to their senses, and I want to acknowledge and commend Minister McGill, who said he wants his day to be heard. Because in as much as most of us, including myself, believe in the accuracy of the intelligence of the United States, believe in the sophistication of the information gathering, intelligence gathering of the United States. Even if we believe it up to 99%, we still owe it to those who are accused that 1% benefit of the doubt to prove themselves innocent or guilty. That's why this very sanction has a provision by which you can seek clarity or provide clarity in exonerating yourself. Are we understanding? So it's not to say, oh, why the people are not into that debate. It's too petty for my focus of the future. The man is entitled to his rights, let him pursue his rights. Every long rope has a bull as an end. So if it's not today, it will be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, after tomorrow. The moon will come up tonight, but as sure as day, the sun will come up the next day. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not involved in the petty discussion. I just want all of you to be mindful more than ever before that the future is at stake. This is the greatest assistance we've ever received. So I call on the Americans to not only do it in Liberia, but to extend it all over Africa and the world. Let me tell you about distraction. From the day I was here in the walls of the university, you students were distracted from your learning. For you to be singing, chanting every day, revolutionary battle songs, huh? To be parading here, calling government accountability. That's a distraction. You didn't need to. If government was doing a job, you would be putting that time to your lessons. You would have been doing it. I, for one, I don't think that students' bodies should be doing this thing of fighting national politics like this. But such a time, such a condition. Just the same way I don't believe the military should be in the streets. But if there's a complete breakdown of law and order, it's a state of emergency, the military comes in the street. So you guys, student body, student politics have been surfacing as a military group, militant group. Because there's a complete law and order broken down in our society. Because the parents are scared to speak. Because the leadership of the country, whether you're in opposition or not, scared to take the stand. So you take the stand. But I hope very soon, starting with these sanctions, that succeeding governments will be mindful enough not to put their hand in the cookie jar. So that your life can be better. So that you don't have to be like the military we call in the street to bring peace and stability, because there will be peace and stability. So that you can go back to your normal duties of studying your lesson after a long journey of decades of struggle, trying to claim the attention of government in defense of the people of the country. And from today onward, I will also give you 2 words of caution. You are students. You are intellectuals. You are university students. As much as you can chant and carry all your militant marches to claim attention, that is good. I congratulate you. But I'm also urging you. I'm also urging you to take advantage of something else that you have. Your intellect. You know, in every human being, you have the brains and the brawn. Pursue your intellect even further. Engage with your writings because you have that capacity. Engage with your outreach with all the embassies because you have that training, that learning. Engage the opposition. Engage your writings, your public statements, your analysis, your data collection, your data revelation, to allow the people to see the state of affairs of the country, the research department. You can engage. You know, everybody is looking every year to see the United States Human Rights Report, right? Yeah. And data collection. Do that. Engage. let me conclude and give some of you a chance to ask some questions. And this country will not go where it's supposed to go if we are being robbed of our resources. Liberia, if you don't know, is one of the richest countries on earth, but Liberians are one of the poorest people on earth. There is a chart of countries with least corruption, of countries who fight corruption the most. If you check that listing, you'll see that the least corrupt countries are the people with the highest quality of life of their citizens. The more corrupt you are, the worse off your citizens are. Are we understanding? Yeah. And this is about you. The distraction, when we start to get the politics inside, the politics can remain. I'm not stopping it. We are all political animals, and we're gearing towards the greatest political rendezvous of this country's history now, 2023. So politics will always remain part of our discussion. But when we are dealing with common threats, existential threats, just had the COVID, we're not talking politics. That's the Ebola. So it is with this corruption. Disarm yourself of your political biasness. Disarm yourself of all of the negative thoughts that you have that prevents you from pursuing this cause of protecting the next generation. If we don't fight this corruption, your future is not secure. It's unfortunate that you have to do it. But if it means you doing it to protect yourself and your brothers and sisters, do it. I'm here to assure you that we are part of the process. We'll be in the front with the march, and we'll present our statement. We don't want it to create chaos. That's why we're putting it right behind the finance ministry. You know what intellectual forum is? We'll be gathering there. By 10 o'clock. 12 o'clock we march our 10-15 minutes walk. We make our statement in 45 minutes, we're done. Because we don't need distraction. We have a just cause. We have a national cause. That we don't need distraction. I said to people, when you go in oral, don't let somebody make you vex and you end up in Yukutan. You understand me? When you go in oral, don't let somebody make you vex and you end up in Yukutan. That was not where you intended to go. You got there because of distraction. So let me commend all of you for your role you play. Thank you for holding your side. And may God bless you.
That was the voice of Senator John Ballout, and I think we should give you another round of applause. I believe you listening very keenly, and at this point we will entertain questions. If you have questions, just repeat. Okay. So, come on. Question.
Yes, my name is Michelle Wilson. First, I would appreciate the former Senator. He's my countryman anyway. So we're going to see it right. Yes, but my question is both of these. How can we start this process? What from the judiciary, the executive, president, everything has a starting point. We appreciate the session by the American government. But everything in life, there will be a starting point. Even what it didn't happen before, but at least it happened now. It can take effect. So how do we start this? What happened in the judiciary, the executive, or the
well, thank you. You're not starting from any of those places. Because every one of those places are entrenched in corruption already. Are you understanding? Change sometimes will not come from within. Because to come from within, it has to be supported and promoted by the agents, the leaders from within. Are you getting me? But wait a minute, how many of you haven't heard the former Chief Justice say the judiciary is corrupt? Have you heard him mention that?
Yes.
How many of you haven't heard the legislators themselves saying the legislature corrupt?
Yeah.
I myself alluded to that there was corruption in our time there. How many of you have you heard the executive confessing of corruption? Where do we begin? We begin tomorrow, Friday. When you, the people, we the people, and that name is just because it's the first phrase in your constitution. That everything is about the people. When we the people start to march to the Americans and tell them, thank you, we appreciate what you've done. We ask you to do more. From there, the ball is rolling. You don't have to do anything else. Because anybody in the judiciary for kind of corruption, they will be sanctioned. Anybody in the executive will be sanctioned. Anybody in the legislature will be sanctioned. This sanction, more than the fact that it takes away their money, you know this thing called name and shame? It's a terrible stigma. So, the march to liberating this country of corruption has already begun by the establishment of these sanctions. All we need to do, let the Americans know that they shouldn't listen to some of the distraction, these wayward statements that people make, reckless statements some people make, trying to say that they're meddling in our affairs, trying to say that this is this. No. We shouldn't make those. We shouldn't let them to see those people as a representation of the Liberian people. We should let our voice be heard. That we endorse it, we commend you, we encourage you to do more. That is the message they should receive. To do more of what? Sanction people who steal the government money. Something wrong with that? No. To do more of what? Sanction people who steal the government money. Nothing wrong with that. So, if you're ready to start it, join us. And let's start it together.
Any other questions?
My own countrymen.
Thank you. Mr. Bali, thank you very much. I'm RJS Bill. Thank you for allowing us to know that the goodness the American people have done for us. I also want to know whether coming there will be a special dressing and a t-shirt or coming out ordinary food.
Good. The organizers, who's behind this with me, they said you can come with a white t-shirt or black t-shirt. That's it. Yeah? Thank you.
Any other question?
But of course, if you don't have white t-shirt or black t-shirt, it doesn't mean you don't come. You come. You understand? Any t-shirt you got, but I mean, if you ask for whatever people want. Good. Friday, the 2nd of September, 10 o'clock, Carey Street. Yes. You see what I'm talking to here, the people I'm talking to, this is not the membership of the Universal Library. There is something called critical mass. I'm speaking to you so that you will speak to others. You understand that? Like I said to some of the guys I've spoken to, there are people from Maryland, Vassar, Bon County, Grand Gila, Grand Crew, Lopa, who want to be part of this. They can't be here because of the distance. But you are here. You represent your people. You represent your generation. You represent the future of the country. So it is not just your personal involvement. It's your nationalistic responsibility to speak on behalf of those who can't be here. Make no mistake. A few days ago, and you had some kind of march on the 26th. I'm talking about July 26th.
You had July 26th.
Right? And you saw how it ended up with a sanction. And the police started giving food. Huh? No, I'm guessing. And they started being Mr. Nice Guy. The change already began. It has already begun. It has been set into motion. Like you're on top of the hill, you just go on there, put the ball down the hill. You think you need to push that ball again? Morning. Tomorrow I expect the police to even be conducting prayer service.
Yeah.
You understand me? And it will be welcoming. I don't want the society to change. Yeah. I was a guest speaker at the Fender campus at Amos Sawyer College. We're trying to include in the curriculum the School of Performing Arts. Art in the movie, all of that. So I was a keynote speaker, asked my question. And I spoke there. In front of Dr. Nelson and all the other faculty and staff. I said to them, I follow what happened recently with SUP and government. And I know how embarrassing it can be for the leadership of the university in managing the intolerance of the student body against corruption and malpractices in the government, to managing their own administration of the university because they have been entrusted with it by the government. And that's a tight spot to be in. But I just advise them that what is happening with SUP is bigger than the current university administration. It's bigger than that. This was what SUP has charged themselves with, that responsibility, long before they were president of the university. Long before we were students here. There was SUP and they were holding every government accountable. Are you understanding? They were holding every government accountable. They had our government accountable. I was engaging students here when they held us accountable. What we need to start doing in this country, instead of trying to suppress the students or the body from trying to speak against ills of society, we should start trying to earn their respect and confidence. We should start it. We should start engaging them. We should start trying to make the students feel satisfied with the kind of leadership that they have. Win their confidence. Who at the university campus will not appreciate when the country is getting better? Who will not appreciate it? So any other questions?
Any other question?
So let me thank you for this opportunity, and let me reiterate that we will be gathering 10 o'clock behind the Finance Ministry of Chemistry there, getting ready to move out to the American Embassy in 12:01. Supposed to be a 15-minute march, 20-minute march, where we will speak. Another 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and maybe in between 30, 45 minutes. And we're done. The objective is to send a message to the United States, the President and people of the United States, to Liberians, to the international community, that the people of Liberia appreciate these sanctions. We want to tell them thank you for helping our government fight corruption. And we're going to ask them to do more. For those of you who can make it, we appreciate to join us, and we'll do it together. Thank you so much.
We have been to the end of this broadcast at the Ballout Hall on the mid-camp of the University of Liberia. The guest here today was John Ballout, former senator of Maryland County, who worked in the past administration of Liberia. Thank you for following. We keep sharing.